up, you guys? Marty here from Marty Music, hanging out with my buddy Jason Sinay.
Hello.
Excellent guitar player, musician extraordinaire, talented guy, amazing guitar collection. You were nice enough to drive down here, and we can, been able to jam, and you're showing off a few of your babies.
My babies.
So real quick, let's talk about the one you're holding right now.
Okay, so this guitar is a 1959 Gretsch single cutaway country gentleman. That's a mouthful. And I own 4 Gretsch guitars.
Okay.
This one is by far my favorite.
Gotcha.
Simply because this guitar doesn't have the open F holes. It has these, fake F holes in it. So you can turn it up very loud and doesn't get away from you.
But it's still hollow, right?
But it's still chambered.
So you get that wah, but you don't get the bad feedback. You get the good feedback.
You get the good feedback. It's got these filter Tron pickups. This is the first year of those.
Nice, nice.
So these are incredible pickups. The Bigsby works really, really well. And the bridge, they got the bridge right on this. They changed from 58 to 59. They figured out what was going on with the bridge.
Okay.
And it's just a stunning example. I use this in the studio a lot because, as you know, in the studio, you want a guitar that stays in tune and works.
Yes.
And you can't get away with anything in the studio with a guitar. And it's just a very functional guitar, but it just happens also to be stunningly gorgeous.
It is, yeah. What do we call that finish?
Or
I mean the color.
You know what?
Is it tobacco and it's old?
I am not, honestly, I remember Norman telling me what it was, but I was so stunned at the price of the guitar that I just blocked the whole thing out.
Yeah, because basically you've got, if it was tobacco, it'd be a little more brown, but it's a little more red.
It's a little more red than the tobacco ones.
Oh, nice. So, and then we, jammed it out, and it sounded beautiful. Is there any... Like, for instance, the different pickup selectors and all that, is there any, really sweet setting you like?
Well, it's interesting. This toggle, basically, in the middle is just normal. So you have, this pickup, both, neck. As soon as you put this thing on, it's sort of like it rolls off all the high end. Okay. I find it unusable.
Okay.
But... For certain things, it might be really cool, atmospheric kind of thing, but I don't personally like it. And then here's a master volume, and then volume and a tone. So you can get a lot of different sounds out of it. I find turn everything up, and just use these 3, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I turn all my stuff up typically.
Yeah.
And then the Bigsby, we heard it when we were jamming, but it's just great for that delicate sound.
It is.
Right? That delicate sound.
It's a beautiful tool. And what's nice about this Bigsby, when you're done with it and you just want to tear up on the guitar, it doesn't go out of tune. So it's really a fine example. I mean, I've played so many old Gretsch guitars, but this one is it's a workhorse.
And so not only that, but you were telling me, and I said save it for the camera.
All right. Yes.
Save the stories.
Yes.
Something about Keith Richards. Tell me about Keith Richards.
Well, I was going to do a gig. There was these sort of weekly gigs in LA with a bunch of studio guys. We'd all kind of get together and play. And all kinds of people would show up and sing or play with us.
Beautiful.
And Robert Plant. I mean, you name it. All these people came through.
I've heard of him.
That guy. So imagine waking up in the morning and you're picking your guitars out to go play. And I go and play. And then I notice the club is packed beyond anything it had ever been. Sweet. And I knew someone was showing
Jason Sinay was showing up.
Yeah, right. So I remember standing at the top of the stairs of the backstage and this figure walking up, and it was Keith Richards. And my legs started shaking. And luckily for me, I know his guitar tech really well, Pierre. And Pierre came up to me and he said, "What rig do you have?" And I said, "Well, I got a Matchless tonight." And he goes, "Is that the loudest amp on stage?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Do you have a Les Paul?" I said, "I have a 56 Les Paul." He goes, "Great, you're going to play 3 songs with Keith tonight." So Keith played through my rig, and I actually have a photograph of Keith playing that guitar. It's just I have the same strap.
He played it.
He played my 56 Les Paul.
Oh, your Les Paul, yeah.
And then we did Jumpin' Jack Flash, Wild Horses, and one other song, and I used this guitar, and it was. Yeah, I didn't quite get over it. I'm not over
There's no reason to.
There's no reason to get over that.
So how many years ago was that?
That was probably 2005 or 6.
So I have a question about that. How do you like get to sleep that night afterwards?
I just. Well, here's the funny part: is
I mean, are you just jolted? I mean,
you're
can only
jolted.
imagine.
You're jolted out of your
Yeah.
brains, and then I spoke to Keith, but I didn't know what he said.
Right.
One, I wouldn't have known anyway, and
Right.
two, it was loud. But I was just happy that I didn't mess up and that I was able to just kind of play the right parts. And he seemed to appreciate that I wasn't trying to hot dog. And
Yes, that's
he seemed to be really like, good, that's good.
very good. Dude.
But,
That's so epic.
It was an epic thing, and and he was just so kind, no ego, just like, and I'm just thinking, you're like, the end of your fingernail is cooler than my whole life will ever be.
Right, and
and
it's also been a lot of places.
And it's been some places I wouldn't want to be.
Yeah, you guys just check out Jason Sinay. I got a link for his Instagram down in the info box down there, and other than being jealous, you'll really enjoy the posts.
I'm jealous.
That's okay. Yeah, I know. You're like, oh, I'm jealous of me. Well, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, let's hear the guitar some more.
And then the bridge. I love that action of the Bigsby, so it's just moving kind of fast. It's like a tremolo.